try to cover few basic things about business analysis. So, like, what are the types of software companies will have, and what is, sorry, so what is business analysis altogether, and what will be the primary roles of a business analyst, and what are requirements, types of requirements, and who are stakeholders. And these are the jargon which you will be listening on a daily basis if you take up your career as a business analyst. So let's look at each one of them. So, like, types of software companies. So there will be two types of software companies mainly. One will be product development and application development. And once I explain what these two are, I would like every one of you give an example of each company. So let's say if you have a product development company, they have their own concept. They develop software. They invest money into that. They spend efforts and time on that, and they will have a product at their hand which they sell to other companies, which, and they will be implementing it at other client places where they will have the usage of the software for their own needs, or customize that software and use it for their own purpose. So in this scenario, the company which is developing the software will be the initiator of that and sponsor of that as well, and the IT company which develops the software will be the owner of that application, and it sells it to multiple customers, and installation and customization will be done at the client place. When you come to the application development, so this will be client specific software where client will have a specific requirement and will engage an IT company to develop the software. So client is the sponsor here. They spend money and they initiate the product, and that product will be owned by the client itself once we have a software product. So client will be the only customer in this case. And product, when you come to product, that product can be implemented at any number of client places. Like, let's say if you buy like Teams software, it can be used in any number of companies, right? So Microsoft is the company which developed the Teams software, but it sells it to all the other companies where they can use it, customize it to their needs, and implement it at their client place. This is just one example. Okay, so can you give me some examples of product based companies or products which are implemented by different companies? Anyone, any idea?
Like Azure is a product given by Microsoft. It is a product-based company like that.
Yes, yes, Azure is an example.
Okay. Another obvious example can be AWS.
AWS, okay, yeah. So the Amazon, it's not Microsoft's technology. Actually, AWS is implemented by Amazon. Amazon Web Services is the full form for that. Okay. And you will see plenty of, actually. So let's say, have you ever heard of SAP? SAP FICO,
Yes,
SAP
yes.
ABAP. It is a software product developed by SAP from Germany, and it is implemented by a lot of companies like Hydro One, Electra Utilities, Liberty Utilities, or even big companies like RBC. So mostly production based companies are using that software, or electric utilities or water, and these billing companies use the SAP software. They have different modules for different stages of production, like warehouse management, sales and distribution, logistics. And when everything is done, they have their reporting softwares also incorporated in that. So they have everything, and companies buy that software from SAP, and they implement it as per their own needs, or customize it as per their own needs depending on the requirement. So can I have some examples of application development from your side? Application development companies. Okay, that's fine. So all the companies which you hear on daily basis when you go on to job sites like TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, Capgemini,
Consulting
Accenture.
firms like NTT Data.
Yeah, Entity Data is also one of them. So these are all application development companies. So they are hired by the clients to implement the software for them based on their needs. So they use different technologies based on the client requirement. They use technologies like Java or .NET or Oracle, SQL, whatever it is. They use the available technologies, make use of them, which are available in the market, and they develop the software for the clients. A client can go for either application development or product development. So product development means if the client will purchase a product depending on their needs. Suppose a company wants to implement a logistics management system, they can do it in two different ways. So one will be they buy SAP and hire an IT team to implement it based on the requirement which their logistics team has, or else they can go with a different company specific customized software by using existing technologies in the market like Java or .NET, and they will have their own thing on every other aspect of the logistics application. So where a business analyst fits into this, and if I am going fast, just let me know, or if I am if you don't understand anything, just interrupt me, no worries, I can explain you again. Yeah. So where can a business analyst fit into these two types of companies? So if you are implementing a product based project, then you should be able to understand the product core features. So there is a term called out of the box. Out of the box means like however the company sells it. So when you buy a software, it will have some standard set of features, and those will be the out of the box features. So you need to understand all the out of the box features. Let's take an example of Guidewire itself. So if an insurance company, let's say an ABC insurance company, wants to implement Guidewire software, so they purchase the license from Guidewire company first, and it will hire a application development company like Wipro, TCS or Cognizant, or they can have their own IT department where they'll hire Guidewire specialist, business analyst, QA guys, and all the other technical team, is systems architects, whatnot. So I'm sorry. So they'll hire them and they'll implement it in house by customizing the software. So in this scenario, what where the business analyst role comes in, the business analyst can be hired by the product development company or can be hired by the application development company, but in both the cases their roles will be little different. So in the first case, the business analyst will first try to understand the software. Let's say if we are implementing Guidewire, they will have to understand each and every aspect of Guidewire, like what it is intended for, what are the core features of it, what the client can do with that, and they should be able to elaborate the features to the client people or the stakeholders, and they understand the client requirement, what they are trying to achieve with this product, and based on those requirements they define solutions sitting with the technical team and customize the purchased application according to the client needs. That's what the main role of a business analyst when they are implementing a product. This sometimes will be called a COTS product. So these products which you buy from different vendors and implement at the client place, sometimes they are called COTS. COTS means commercial off the shelf products. So Guidewire, Salesforce, these are all Microsoft Dynamics or PeopleSoft, HRM, SAP, CRM. Everything is a product which will be sold separately by different companies, and clients buy them and implement at their place by using their own IT team or by hiring some software company. And if it is an application development project, on the contrary, the client will have specific use cases and their own requirements, and they don't want to go for a already developed product or a purchased product, and they intend to develop an application software from the scratch, which will satisfy their all the current needs or future needs. So in this case, a BA will go in, talk to the people, understand the client history, what their portfolio is, what they are into, what their business structure is, and then slowly they define the scope of the project with the project manager, and then understand client requirements. Then they document them and understand the client application ecosystem as well. So when we are ecosystem means what all the other applications the client is using. So if you are developing an application, there should be some way or other, or sometimes this information from this application will be passed on to some other downstream system, or your system will be consuming some information or data from the upstream system. So let's say you are implementing a check printing system, you have to consume the data from billing system, where you'll get the account details, money details, and whatever it is which are needed to print a check, and where to send it, right? So this is primary the role of a business analyst in these two types of software companies. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. If you are good, I'll move on to the next slide.